In this video I will present a summary of my book. You know, I'm writing now in Russian book. It's about 40, more than 40 chapters, quite a lot of material. And if I will get enough of pre-orders for English translation, I will translate the book to English, and then it will be available. And also other privileges will be available for people who support me. Okay, then this text is almost without links to scientific publications and without important details. I just give some introduction. Okay, so as I said, for the time immemorial, humans have dreamed of eternal youth and of a magic elixir or fountain of youth, which would restore the strength, health, and appearance of young ages. And there have always been sellers of snake oil and other potions, which should, if not return use, then at least slow down the process of senile degradation of the body. And our time is no exception. Common belief in science and scientists is helping some scammers to cash in on the interest of gullible, low-educated people in rejuvenating their bodies. And recently, investments in this area of biology have begun to grow, and the number of startup companies to develop the elixirs of youth as well as procedures of rejuvenations are increasing. And by September of 2021, the number of officially registered companies in this area came to 171. I should not say that it's all wrong, and some of them doing maybe interesting research, but to my opinion, what is bad with this scientific research, they don't understand what is aging actually. Okay, so I will come to this subject a little bit later in details, because I think I start to understand it better than others, and I will express my opinion in the book. And I think this my way to solve the problem is, I think, more fruitful. So, okay, also the increased interest in health improvement and slowing down senile degeneration of the body caused by a catastrophic deterioration in the health of elders and some reduction in the average lifespan expectancy in the developed countries. This is what we see in America and Western Europe. Not all countries in Western Union, mostly in America and Mexico. In the United States, healthcare spending has already exceeded 17% of GDP, General Domestic Product. So, and it is over $9,500 American dollars per capita per year, and continues to grow. And on average, worldwide, healthcare spending is about 10% of the world GDP. And much of this spending is related to medical care for elders with disabilities. In New Zealand, for example, the average public health spending per person age 65 and over 65 are 5 times higher than the cost for the person under age of 65. So it is, you see, it is really big problem. Meanwhile, the relative number of elders around the world is increasing. So even rich countries cannot longer spend such a significant part of the GDP on healthcare. So we look at this diagram. Relatively not long ago, young population was dominating, but now the birth rate is low and number of elders is growing, and this immigration of young people from developing countries is not solving the problem, because they are coming not to work, they are coming for benefits. They just should be added to this strata. Okay, so, and there are also two ways to solve the problem. It is one, it is to cut this number of elders, especially people who are above 80 years old and not able to take care of themselves. They are like in nursery houses, and then what we just saw how it happens, so that such old people were left without medications, and they were in crowded apartments, crowded rooms, all together, and together with infection killed only in New York 15,000 of such elders, 15,000, and 100,000 in all the US. Yeah, so this what is happening and continues to go, because we see that the most of people who die, it is people above age 65, over 65, and with some disabilities, and also with some chronic diseases. Okay, so instead of, again, two ways to solve it: to make health better, but it is quite complicated. It needs a lot of also money, efforts, and some education, or just remove them. They just shorten the lifespan. This is what is happening. So I'm not a physician and no biologist, but I'm a PhD in physics, and with experience in optics, chemistry, rheology, engineering, and mechanics. I'm 64 years old, and the scary future of senile degeneration of my body has become a challenge to me. Okay, so again, I'm a professional scientist. I have more than 140 scientific publications. Yes, it is scientific publications. It's just not my videos. I'm not counting my videos or anything else. It is a real serious contribution to science. So, and despite I was some years I was not able to work for science, because I'm from Russia, and in Russia, you know, after starting from this perestroika, that was quite difficult to continue to work in science. So yeah, so you see, and again, but again, I am experienced scientist. I can do it. I can do it. I have some quite achievements in past, and then this is just I take as a challenge, and I am going to solve it for myself. My goal is personal rejuvenation. So I'm not interested so much to make people sick and get money from these sick people. No, I do it myself healthy. I extend my lifespan. And also I may support and help some other people, especially if they support me financially and will support my project. So I will share my experience for sure. But okay, some humans, again, it's not all people want to live forever. Not all, maybe 15%, 17%. In England, it is like 17% people want to live forever. But it's more, maybe it was like kidding. It's just because mostly people want to live like 100 years, but what they're afraid of, these chronic diseases. Okay, but again, some humans take senile degeneration easily, and even accelerated with flooding own body with alcohol, stimulants, drugs, and this medical care, and then instead of keeping some productive life, they are just killing themselves. But I do not consider senile degeneration of the body to be natural. I reject it. The God created humans as to live forever. Yeah, I was explaining that already. The Adam already became a mortal human, but because of the sin. But again, now we have Christ, and Christ promised us eternal life. Okay, I am Christian, I am counting on getting eternal life. And doesn't matter how long I will be in my physical body, and how long I will be like angels in paradise. I'm fine. I'm fine with my physical body. If I will keep it healthy, I enjoy this life, I love it. So I want to live as long as Adam, like 900 years or 600 years, like this. Okay, this is my goal. I am going to do it. Okay, but again, I don't consider this degeneration of the body to be natural, and perceive it as a challenge to my intellect and skills as a professional scientist. Therefore, I started a personal rejuvenation product, and have already received some good results. Okay, I mean, it's not yet over. It is again, I quite seriously working on this project maybe 8 months, and started to use Senolytics maybe 2 months, a little bit longer, 3 months, and but I have already good results of rejuvenation. So I improved my health, and my elasticity of my blood vessels improved, and elasticity of the skin is improving slowly. It takes longer time, but because I just started it recently, but it works. I see that it works. What else? Yeah, I was telling you that again, even Senolytics cannot. Previously I was telling that even Senolytics cannot extend our lifetime considerably, radically. They can increase it, like in animals, in experiments with animals it is like 6%, and some experiments 6%, some experiments 36%. It is intermittent. I'm talking about intermittent taking Senolytics. But what is a mistake of these researchers? Again, if I take myself and I check, I understand it better. Okay, what is the problem? If I take the Senolytics, the same Senolytic, yeah, with some intervals, like I take for 2 days or 3 days, and then I wait, I just resting, and like 2 weeks, even 1 month, and then take it again. What is interesting, if I take the same Senolytic, the same type of Senolytic, next time it doesn't work. I mean, it works, but the impact is not so well, not so good. I mean, not so. I mean, you know. So, and there are. I was telling you already that there are thousands of the Senolytics and Senostatics. These substances which may extend our lifespan, and they kill or they suppress zombie cells, senescent cells in our body. But again, they are specific. They work to some tissues. Some work for skin, some work for adipose tissue, some work for liver, maybe for kidney and prostate gland or elsewhere. And if you continue, if you take the same substance, it will not help much, because you can exterminate maybe zombie cells in your skin, but not in your adipose tissue, or vice versa. Okay, so it is again, you have to change, and this is why make an experiment on myself, on my body, is more reasonable. It is real. I'm crazy scientist. Okay, you know, it's of course more safe to use some experiments with animals, but as a crazy scientist, I always was crazy. I mean, if I do something, I will put my life on it. Okay, and then of course I wish to reduce the risk, and I will do it slowly and carefully. And but I see that okay, this doesn't work. This may be because maybe by changing to different Senolytics, then maybe it will be more effective. But okay, I will see it. I will see it, because again, I just didn't have much time for experiments, and every time after Senolytics I have to wait 2-3 weeks, maybe months, before I will take another dose, another treatment. So it takes time. So this is what I propose. This I'm writing a book, and I will. These files will be available in internet for downloading, but only for supporters, for those who support me. Yeah, and then I will edit the chapters. I will give more information. I will keep it updated. Okay, always updated. The best available information. So, and it will be also. For some supporters it will be extended even more, like maybe I will give protocols of some Senolytics which are not so dangerous, because different Senolytics have different adverse effects. Some are quite strong, some are okay, but again it depends. Okay, it depends on if I get any support or not. Let's see. If I will not get support, it is fine. It is fine. I can make money somehow else, and I stay here in Thailand. It is living cost is cheap. and I'm fine. So if I just extend my lifespan to 600 years, wow, it will be fine. It will be fine for me. If nobody will follow me, even then it will be fine. Okay, let's go. Okay, we have to consider us, and to consider all the evolution what we went through, and we must accept that modern humans are the product of long evolutionary selection of individuals that were most fit to the environment. Humans differ even from their closest relatives, primates, not only in the number of chromosomes. You know, the chimpanzee have 48 chromosomes, and humans have 46 chromosomes. And this changes that we somehow lost 2 chromosomes. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. It is like in some artificial genetic modification of the code. So it probably, I consider that, again, I'm Christian, I consider that humans were created from these primates. So we were artificially selected and artificially modified, and then we became humans. We have free will, we have so many differences from primates. And okay, well, let's see. And as I said, probability of getting such mutation is so small that some experts are talking about possible artificial engineering of the genetic code in past. Humans are also fundamentally different from primates in their social behavior. It is common for primates to live in harems when the alpha male has a large number of females. Accordingly, the beta males are unable to produce their offspring. So you see, this goes. Selection is very tough in primates. Yeah? And also, what else? Moreover, the menstruation cycle of primates, female of primates, lasts about a year, and therefore the period of sexual arousal, that is estrus, happens once a year. Yeah? But women have their periods about every 4 weeks, and sexual arousal they may experience several times a day. So no problem, then no need to have a harem. You need one woman which would love you and which will make love with you. And therefore most humans live in monogamous families, no harems. Okay, mostly. Again, it's do not consider Muslims. Muslims can have four women minimum. The Prophet Muhammad used to have, I don't know, 20 or more women, and also some sex slaves. But okay, look at this picture of the chimpanzee. One male, alpha male, has many females. This is harem. This is his family. This distinct difference from primates allowed humans to cooperate and to live in tribes, and later on in communities and even national states. Another moment in the evolutionary development of humans was the transition from feeding on fruits, leaves and plant roots to feeding on food, mostly of animal origin. This is very important. Okay? Don't listen these vegans and vegetarians that we're supposed to eat fruits and plant food. Not at all. We are not chimpanzee. We are different. At some point in history, climate change led to the disappearance of tropical forests and the emergence of savannas, vast plains on which herbivores were grazing, and accordingly to the appearance of the large predators like lions and tigers and hyenas and these animals hunted those herbivores. And meanwhile, I mean, that time the ancestors of humans were small and weak animals, incapable of running quickly, and disappearance of large trees led not only to the inability for females and children to hide from predators, but also to shortage of leaves and fruits to feed on. We may speculate that a permanent hunger forced some of our ancestors to collect large bones from corpses of ruminants and these herbivores killed by large predators. And then also there were birds, scavengers, and hyenas, and then after this feast of big lions and tigers, then all these scavengers, they cleaned the corpse, cleaned bones completely from meat, and even small bones were crushed by hyenas, so only big bones were available, big strong bones. And both primates and some birds can use primitive tools like stones and branches. The ability to crush large animal bones between stones and to get to the bone marrow turned out to be a salvation for our ancestors. Bone marrow contains a lot of adipose tissue, and it is rich in calories. Yeah? So while other primates, such as chimpanzee and gorillas, are busy chewing leaves and plant roots almost days long, the nutritious fatty bone marrow allowed our ancestors, males of course, to have time to collect, to go and to collect and to bring large bones to safer places, wherein females and youngsters were hiding from predators. Accordingly, evolutionary selection began to take place not by the body size and muscle strength of males, like in gorilla, but accordingly to their ability to think and act reasonably. The males who collected more large bones and crushed them with stones received more attention from females and could have more offspring. So with the change in the diet, changes in the structure of the body began to occur. So the size of the intestines decreased, and the size of the brain began to grow literally exponentially. The acidity of gastric juice sharply increased in order to disinfect rotten meat and bone marrow from pathogenic microbes. This is again, it's also important point in our biology, in all my program, what I explained, that we have if we are healthy, our gastric juice is so acidic. Acidity is pH even less than 1. Yeah, it is 0.9, 0.8 with something. Yeah, so it is so acidic that even this carnivores, they don't have so acidic gastric juice. They eat meat, but it is like fresh meat. They're hunting down some animals and they eat these animals alive or soon after they kill them. So it is again, they don't need high acidity. But these scavengers do have the special ability to disinfect pathogenic microbes. And we are scavengers. We are not predators. We are scavengers. Sorry to say. This is our place in all this evolution. Okay, but again, it is next stage of development was the ability to keep fire and to use it to disinfect food, as well as to protect families from predators at night. Also to cook food. If you heating of food, disinfecting food, it is not only disinfection, it is also making meat soften. So we don't have big teeth like predators have. So our food is soft, is always soft. So this is why, and we can gnaw to the food and take small pieces of it, and so this all biology what we developed, it works like this. But anyway, we need this acidic juice to disinfect food, and because before people started to use fire, there was a very long time they were just scavengers with no ability to make fire. Okay, then go. Later on, our ancestors began not only to collect scraps from the feast of large predators and scavengers, but also to hunt food with the help of fire. There was no spears or any weapons at that time, but fire was the weapon. So what some tribes in Africa and in the Australian Aborigines, Aborigines still hunt in such a way. They set fire to dry grass and bushes so that afterwards they may collect dead snakes, lizards, beetles, and even small mammals from this conflagration from the place that it burned. Yeah, this is easy way to hunt. Yeah, you make fire and no danger, no. You just wait before the fire will stop, and then go collect your food. This is very easy way to live, and this was certainly a way to get food. And the ancestors of Australian Aborigines may have appeared on the mainland about 120, maybe 140 years ago. There are different, people say it's most probably 140 years, 1,000 years ago, yes? And they, when they came, they were distinguished as with a massive skull and large brain volume. These were people the same like in Europe, like this Cro-Magnon people, yeah, big brain. And big brain, why big brain? Because they were eating animal food. And at the same time, when they came, why we think that they were hunting like this? Because accidents of fire increased sharply, so that scientists discovered that there were a lot of ash in some deep layers which correspond to this at that time. Yeah, this is how this eucalyptus and other trees can burn. You see, but as the trees on the mainland were destroyed, in time they were destroyed, and much of the land turned to into desert, the diet of the Aboriginals changed to consumption of more plant food and insects. And till the time when first Europeans came to Australia, the diet was like this, mostly insects and maybe some lizards. And so, and in the time from about 12 to 4,000 years ago, when they destroyed all the forests, yeah, then their brain and skull size sharply decreased. And this is what will happen with us humans if we will change to plant food. And if we will get protein from insects, like we hear these proposals always from these vegetarians and vegans, oh, we have to get food from insects. Okay, but then you are hidden to this. In 10,000 years, you will be like Australian Aborigines with no technology and with small skull, with small brain. And again, those ancestors, human ancestors who stayed in Europe were in sense of more lucky. Since 110,000 years ago, the last ice age began in Europe. And it became impossible to start fires in the snow, obviously. Yeah? Therefore, it was necessary to invent spears with sharp points from fragments of stones and start hunting migrating animals. And consumption of animal fat and protein further increased the brain volume and improved intelligence of human ancestors. Okay, because. And again, consumption of animal fat is very important for brain development in toddlers and infants. At first, they get it with mother milk, but then they have to get it with food. And children in developing countries who eat at least one chicken egg a day grow smarter than those who are on vegetarian diets. This you see. This is your future. You follow way of vegans or vegetarians, you will degrade. I would say degrade. Sorry, again, they are humans, I believe that, but again, there are smart humans, there are not smart humans, and you will be like this. Not strong, with no technology, and and also only few humans can exist on the planet. I was born in the Chernigov city of Ukraine, and as a child I visited many times actually the local history museum, since it was a few hundred meters from our house. It turns out that during the Ice Age there were large settlement of mammoth hunters not so far from present location of the city. And from the tusks and skin of mammoths, humans built primitive dwellings to protect themselves from the cold. And there were no problems with preserving meat in the snow and ice, but problems began in wet time, when a period of global warming began. Mammoths and other gigantic animals went extinct. Therefore, humans invented the bow and arrows to hunt deer and other herbivores in the forests. But gradually, humans ran into food shortages. Attempts to live by cannibalism have led to a sharp decline in numbers of our ancestors, and even to the disappearance of Neanderthals. They just were exterminated. Our ancestors were considered Neanderthals also very smart creatures as animals, so they were hunting them down. To survive, humans invented agriculture and crop production. The whole process was not very complicated. So again, forest was set on fire, then dead animals, birds and some other bugs were collected for food, and cereal grain was thrown into the ashes. Okay, let's see a few pictures. This is how like people were hunting for mammoths. It is not real. It is not real because mammoths was so strong and it will crush these humans if they would come close to the animal. No, they were doing some traps, some okay, I cannot go into detail because I don't know, but it looks like they were taking them with traps and fire, also fire and traps. And this pictogram that shows that people developed some spears and started to hunt for animals, for like deers. And this is a picture which shows this way of agriculture. It was very easy. I'm of course not sure that that time there were any clothes other than skin of animals. But okay, but at least you get the idea. It is a way of ash, and then with some sticks you make you put the grain inside, and then with rain it will grow, and yields were high. Amounts of food were sufficient for humanity to grow in numbers, but however at the same time the volume of the brain began to decrease, and accordingly the level of intellectual development of humans followed. Yeah, so this is the rule. If like for what worked for Australian Aborigines worked for us, but just Australian Aborigines started this degradation, devolving like 12,000 years ago, but we are in this little bit shorter. Okay, then this degeneration of cognitive abilities of humans continues in our time. Every next generation of humans on average is dumber than their parents, and maybe the time will come when it will become impossible to maintain the current level of technology and produce enough food for the growing population of the planet. It's already coming. Okay, now we have these troubles with energy, because green energy is not cheap, and fertilizers, we have to produce a lot of fertilizers, and without cheap electrical energy, fertilizers cannot be produced. So price for fertilizers went up, and then some companies stopped production of the fertilizers, and also China is again stopping production of fertilizers, not only ammonia and this ammonia fertilizers, but nitrogen fertilizers, but also some phosphorus. Okay, then, and again, situation is such that if we will have not enough fertilizers, then we'll have no food for all population. Yeah, this is coming already. Okay, Already brain degraded so much that even this may happen now. Okay. Again, will humans in future return to cannibalism like in Hollywood movie like Soylent Green? My answer is no. If people will understand the importance of consuming animal-based food for brain development, yeah, we need cows, we need ruminants and herbivores. Yeah, we need herbivores because the herbivores are the best animals to produce nutrient food for us, best. But if these green idiots will move so that it will be prohibited, then trust me, not too long, will take not too long for people to get decimated in numbers like to 10% probably. Okay, meanwhile, we hear demands to restrict or prohibit the consumption of meat and get protein and fat necessary for life from bacteria and insects and plants. And how will this end? I don't know. Again, I don't know. But those who want to survive in such difficult times may find useful to read my book and about the health improvement and body rejuvenation. And and I will write briefly in the book even how you can produce healthy food yourself, but also of course in countryside. It is not in cities. But it is possible. I'm here, I was doing farming here. It was quite successful. I mean, I was getting some money from this. Certainly it was profitable. And it was really, really healthy food. I don't do it now because some complications, but I can do it maybe later on, hopefully. So this is, I didn't find better illustration, but this is a plot of brain volume in time, and this is the past for 4 million years ago, and like from the first primates, it go up, and then it started to decline because we started to eat plant food, and eventually we can get to cannibalism. This is not something unknown. Even during the Second World War, there were times when in Leningrad, this city in the Soviet Union, that it was some people were going to cannibalism, and hunger was so high. Again, it is in history. Always there are such examples. Also, the quite famous Golodomor. Golodomor, it is an artificial famine in Ukraine when people, troops surrounded all the villages and took all food from them. Took all food from the peasants, and they had nothing, and there was no way to get out because if they tried to escape, they would be killed. And millions of Ukrainian peasants just passed away during this famine. And this was the artificial famine, and of course there were cases of the cannibalism at that time. Yes, so, but okay, and now we are getting again to this artificial famine, because this is all artificial. Okay, again, this is part 1 and part 2, and I have more. I have introduction is quite big actually. It is not all information what I disclose in the book, but yet, yeah, I try to make some, yeah, to present to give this summary of my book in the introduction. Okay, then, okay, you remember that. If I take some pictures to the presentation, I give reference always to the picture in the link to the picture, so I do not violate and patent laws. And in the book I cannot use pictures. Sorry, again, in the book I cannot use pictures because maybe I will add some again with files. I can add a link. But normally I cannot use pictures from other people without permission of these people, and to make it really cheap, I will make only text, and maybe I will give some references so you can, with internet, you can look to the pictures yourself. Okay, then again, I'm physicist, I'm scientist, all the purpose of the book and videos, it is for me to structure my knowledge to get personal rejuvenation. I'm not interested to make anybody sick or to sell this snake oil. I'm not, because it's not a problem for me. Money, it will be appreciated if you will support me. Of course, this project will go better, and I can hire some people, and I can do some more research, and I would appreciate it, of course. But in principle, if you will follow not me, but all these sellers of the snake oil, go, no problem. There are so many so-called scientists who just earns a lot of money from promoting some fake remedies for rejuvenation. It's again what I would want to just I would tell you. There is no clear understanding what is aging. 80% of our body is so-called extracellular matrix, and only 20% of the cells, living cells. So we are a colony of cells, and then there are some fibers and connective tissue which keeps our body as whole. Yeah, otherwise it will be just like soft. So we have this extracellular matrix, and aging is related mostly, like 80%, 20% to this. 80% of aging relates to aging of the extracellular matrix. And what is aging of the extracellular matrix? It is, number one, stiffening of the extracellular matrix. Yeah, I describe in my videos, and also it will be in the book, why is this stiffening happens, and how to reverse it, or at least slow down. Yeah? And what happens when we are our body stiffening? Then our system gets out of control. Our immune system cannot keep balance. They cannot kill senescent cells, or some pathogens, and stem cells also cannot move, cannot replace cells, and our organs are getting deteriorated. This is the way of aging. So this is not problem number one. Again, in the extracellular matrix, some rubbish, some debris gets accumulated. Why? Again, macrophage cells of our immune system cannot move because it is very stiff. And if it would be soft, then the cells would go through, because they are soft, they can squeeze, they can go through small holes if the holes are a little bit more elastic. But if they are too small and they are solid, they are rigid, then the cells of immune system cannot go. They die, they get entrapped, and they die, and they produce inflammatory molecules, pro-inflammatory signal molecules, to attract more immune system, more cells of immune system. Our immune system gets overloaded, and all we have is degeneration and chronic inflammation. I explain also why some animals, like naked mole rat, they live like 30-40 years, and it is almost 20 times longer than mice of the same size. Yeah, why? Because again, mice, the male of mouse male, yeah, mice male, they are fighting each other. They are fighting and cutting themselves and biting themselves, and each other, and they need some ability to heal the wounds quickly, otherwise they will be dead. And this stiffening of the extracellular matrix is the evolutionary adaptation to this, to heal the body, to heal the wounds quick. So I will describe it later in my introduction. And again, like this naked mole rat, they live like 30-40 years, and it is almost 20 times longer than mice of the same size. Yeah, why? Because again, some, like this naked mole rat, they live like 30-40 years, and it is almost 20 times longer than mice of the same size. Yeah, why? Because again, some, like this they don't fight each other. They live in colonies, and they never see predators, because who will go so deep in these tunnels? And they didn't develop this evolutionary mechanism to heal the wounds. But they're aging, but just slowly. Their skin gets looks very old, like not elastic at all. You find pictures of the naked mole rat and you will see. And some animals like whales live long, 300 years, even longer, and some groupers also live very long. And it looks like they have a little bit different mechanism of to avoid the stiffening. They use these super enzymes which that macrophages equipped with the super ferments, they can destroy excess of collagen and replace this old collagen with more elastic collagen, and then these animals are not aging actually. They do not have the senile degradation of the body, but they grow bigger, and time is coming, then they cannot get enough food for themselves. This is why they live not forever, but only 300 years like this, or maybe 500 years. But okay, if we understand this, and I understand this, okay, and if we find a way we will find these super enzymes, it will be big help. So we can return this degradation of the extracellular matrix, return, and we can rejuvenate it. Also, next again, it is the removal of this rubbish and lipofuscin and amyloids and other proteins, misfolded proteins in your extracellular matrix and also in the cells, but in the extracellular matrix at what? Again, problem is that macrophages cannot move quick, and second is that this lipoproteins, they are getting sticky. Why getting sticky? Because we consume vegetable oils. Vegetable oils, they have omega-6 fatty acids, and which are very easy to oxidize. And when they are oxidized, they are sticky. So you know that in past, these oils, vegetable oils, were used like paint, because they are sticky. They are getting solid in time. Yeah? And this is what makes the problem with atherosclerosis, and also this is a problem in our brain. Collection of these amyloids, they are sticking to each other, to big particles, and macrophages cannot, or not macrophages, in brain it is different, but they cannot be removed. This rubbish cannot be removed. So this also one more, if I understand how to do it, I can think, okay, this may be the way to heal it. It is such. It is said. I already proposed it, and it is like consumption of some products and natural products which make these proteins not sticky, but repulsive a little bit, so they can stay out. They are not sticking to each other. Yeah, this is the way. Okay, then again, in my book, I go to these details with many references to scientific publications, because again, it was my job as a professional scientist to find the truth and find the solution. And of course, in time, I hope to demonstrate that it works for me, and maybe for some also my followers, some people who support me and want to participate in the project. Okay, then again, thank you for your time, and try to make it short, but never happens because I'm talking too much, because again, and this maybe it is the reason, first again, that you have to understand that nobody is interested that you personally will live forever or 600 years. Nobody. They want to cut people at age 65. You live 65, you go to grave. This is a policy. This is what is going now. And they only make everything that to shorten your lifespan, to make you sick. All this propaganda. And you think that my videos which give you truth, which tell you what to do. They will be not suppressed by YouTube and Google. It will, okay? This is why I have not many subscribers, and also I make very long videos, and 1 hour, it is too long probably for many. But people don't have brain. They can watch maybe 5 minutes of some action, and that's all. And but okay, guys, this is a selection. This is a selection. Smart people who can stay focused, understand information for long, for 1 hour, yeah, they will survive. They will follow my advice, and I will do all my best to help them. But if you have such mind that you cannot understand simple things about life, about nature, about science, then sorry, you are not supposed to live long. Okay, have a wonderful day. Ciao.